Now today's our lab activity is there. This is a practical session. Develop a program to create a task, right? Our first experiment is to create, to delete, to suspend. So we'll take first part to create a task in RTOS and Arduino, right? Last lab session, I have explained you how to install the free RTOS on Arduino IDE, right? And I hope all of you have installed that because we have already worked on Arduino. So we have our Arduino IDE. So just we have to install the libraries of free RTOS there, right? How to install that process last lab I have explained. Okay. Now, first is what is a task management in free RTOS, right? Task means what? It is multitasking system. An application can consist of many tasks, right? For example, if I'll take a sensor reading data, so say, temperature reading application. So reading a temperature is one task. It process in another task. It display on the screen is third task. So that whole application is divided into the different tasks, right? So if use a single core processor, right? Then only one task can run on the processor at a given time, right? Core processor. Nowadays, computer has dual core, quad core, octal core. Means octal core means 8 processor is there and 8 tasks is running simultaneously, right? So microcontroller, if you are using a single core processor nowadays, or this smartphone is also comes the octal core processor, means 8 tasks simultaneously running into the CPU, right? So if it is use single core processor, then only one task can run on the processor at a given time. So only one task will run running state if it is a single core, and all other tasks it is not running state, right? This is a general fundamental. If it is a single core, so if that application is divided into the multitask, so that only one task is running in your processor if it is a single core, and other all are not in running stage, right? In RTOS based application, task can be either in running or state, or it is not running state, right? This is the fundamental concept you have to understand first. In RTOS based application, what if your task is either the running stage or it is not a running stage? So those are the running stage tasks can be furtherly divided into 3 subtasks. Either running task can be a blocked, can be a ready state, or can be a suspended, right? So we'll see the difference between what is a block, what is a ready, and what is a suspended task, right? Now this is a scenario of task running, right? So this is what your task is running. So this running task can be a suspended, can be a block, and can be a ready, right? So if it is a suspended, RTOS has a function that is vtask suspended, right? If it is a block, so RTOS has a function of blocking stage, right? If it is a task is ready, so it will send the event. But if it is a suspended task, it can resume, so it has a v task resume, right? And if it is a ready task, it will goes to the v task suspended, right? If the task is ready, that can be also suspended. If the task is blocked, that can be a ready also, it is event. If the task is blocked, that can be a suspended by using a vtask suspended function, right? So this is a scenario. So this scenario is a not running task, right? This scenario, those are the block, ready, and suspended. It is a not running stage, right? Only this scenario is a running stage, right? So only this scenario is a running stage. Other scenarios are in a not running stage. Now we'll see. What is a block state? a task can be in block state due to many reasons, right? It has a many reason if they block, right? Either it is delay or it is time is gone. So for example, a task is delayed due to the periodic nature of the task. Each task has given there the periodic nature, but if it is a block, maybe time is gone, maybe input devices was not ready, and then any other reason it can be, so the task can be blocked. It will become available periodically after every specified delay, right? Suppose if any task has to take after 100 millisecond, but there is 100 millisecond is over and the task is blocked there, and again after that when the task is in a queue, when it comes the turn, so again the task will be in a ready stage or will be in a running stage, right? So another reason could be due to the interrupt waiting or resources waiting. Suppose the task is executing and the interrupt is occur, so maybe the current task blocked and the interrupt is highest priority if as per their requirement, so interrupt will executed. So in that scenario also the task can be a blocked, right? A task is waiting for the external interrupt or the resources such as the binary semaphore or counting a semaphore or mutex. So it can be a mutex the current task. So that task can be a block in any kind of scenario. Either the interrupt or the delay time is over, so task is blocked, right? Now the suspended task means what? A suspended state is also the subtracted from not running task. It is also the not running. The application program can be suspended the task by using a vtask suspend, right? This is a function of vtask suspend. So free RTOS API function and resuming task using a vtask resume, right? There are two functions there into the RTOS. One is the V task suspended, means the task is suspended after the running, and another is when the suspended task wants to resume, so it has a function that V task resume, right? So now ready task. Ready task means if a task is not either the block or suspended state, it will be in ready state. If the task is not both state, then it is a ready. It can be any time it comes to the running stage, right? The tasks that are in the ready stage are ready for the execution as soon as the processor pick up them according to the scheduling policy, right? It is ready, it is not block or it is not suspended. If it is a suspended, then it has to take the function to resume the task. But if it is a block stage, it just event occur, and it if it is a ready stage, it can take the execution processor in a execution time in their scheduling policy, right? Whenever the task makes the transition from the running state to the not running stage, right? Whenever the task makes the transition from running state to the not running state, a context which happens, that means it save its register value, right? If it is running to not running, that means it saves to the register value temporary variable value into its control block, task control block, that is called the TCB, task control block, right? Whenever the task is switching from running to non-running, so whatever the register value, whatever the temporary variable value, that is saved into the task control block, and next time when it will enter the running state, again it will take the all this value from that register block only, task running block. So start execution from the same point where it is. So let the execution to start the execution from the same location, right? if your half of the program is run there, and the task is, if your task is running the half of, right, and if that task is blocked or suspended, so whatever the value of that register, that temporary variable, it will stored into the task control box. And again, if it is a resume, so your task will not start from the beginning, it will start when you have blocked, right? At that point your task is start running, right? So that is the task control block is very very important to store the previous information, and it takes that information and start continuing execution, right? Now how to create the task, right? Multitasking benefit can be achieved only by performing every execution with the help of task, right? Multitasking benefit can be achieved only performing every execution with the help of task. Each and every execution is with the help of task. So that's why we are creating a task there, right? For instance, in Arduino project, this is the example we are taking. To measure the temperature, want to display its value on LCD. So divide this project into the 3 tasks, right? So we'll have to think that this application, how many tasks we can divide it. How many piece of program? Task is means what? The whole application is divided into the piece of program, right? So now for the first task for this application, read the Arduino ADC value, right? Second, convert the ADC value into the temperature. That whatever the ADC value you have read it or the application has read it, that is convert into the temperature. And third task is print the temperature on LCD. This is your third task, right? Now we'll see this example. Also assign priority to each task. Which task has the priority? That also we will have to assign according to the critical nature of the task. For example, ADC value reading is the most important than the printing temperature value on the LCD. Until and unless if you don't read the value of input, how you will print the value to the output? So this task is very very important, which is, so first, so you will have to decide which task has to give the priority. Those are very important that has to give the priority, right? So the LCD value is less important priority. So this task will get the less priority. Hence, we can assign the highest priority to ADC task and the lowest priority to the LCD task, right? Now, X task create. This is a function into the R task to create the task. This function has the 5 variable. The function is used to create the task, add it to the ready queue. It will keep it into the ready queue, and it takes 5 argument as an input to define various features of the task, right? So these are the 5 arguments, right? This X, small x, task create, this is the name of the function, is there into the free RTOS, and this function will create a task with sending a 5 variable, right? So now first is variable is my task pointer, right? Second is task name. Third is stack size, what size is there? Fourth is parameter, priorities, and task handle, right? These are the parameters over there. Now first, my task pointer means what? This is the first argument. These are the called as the arguments. Those are the parameters we are sending through this function or through this method. What is the difference between the function and method? Function is always return the value, that's called as the function, and method doesn't return the value, it performs the task over there. So this task doesn't return the value, so it is called as the method, right? So this method has arguments. First is my task pointer. This is first argument or called as the parameters. To task create the function is a pointer to the function definition of the task. Now this is the name of the task. We'll see into the example. This is a pointer to point the function definition of the task, right? Because it need to define a task with the help of function, and we'll see later how to define a function and pass this pointer to the function as an argument, right? While we are doing a program, that time we will come to know so how we will pass this pointer. Just now listen here, keep it into the my mind. So now my task pointer is here, right? The task name, this is the argument, is just the name of the function or the task that you that will create, right? This is the name of the task or function that will create either the task 1, task 2, task 3, task 4, or the LCD task, or ACD task, or the reading data task, printing data task. So this kind of valuable name you can give it to the task, right? Now the stack size, how much stack size is required, 100 bytes or 50 bytes, how much stack size memory is required to store these stacks, right? The stack depth. In multitasking, each task and thread has its own tags, right? Each thread, this is task creating means each thread is also, we can call it as task or thread. It has own stack. Stack means what? It's a stack memory, what we have seen into the stack memory management, right? So it defines a stack size of a stacks in a byte, right? Therefore, to select the stack size according to the complexity of computation, how much memory is required to complete this task. So according to that, we'll have to select the size of the task. It's a memory task. For instance, select 100 byte size in this example, right? It is selected 100. Third is parameter. If you want to pass a pointer to a variable as an argument to the task function, use this argument, otherwise can pass only the null value. If you don't want to pass any pointer to the variable as an argument, so otherwise you can pass the null value to this parameter, and this argument is a pointer to a variable that the task function can receive, right? Now, how to set the priority? The priority means what? It is depend upon the task which is more important. This is and the important parameter because it is used to set the priority of the task, right? Set the priority with passing number as an argument. For example, if you create 4 tasks and assign them as a priority 0, 1, 2, 3, hence 0 is the lowest priority and the 3 is the highest priority, right? It is assigned a priority. Task handle, last argument. This, please switch off the mic, whose mic is on. This argument skips the handle of the function that can be used to change the function features, such as deletion of the task and changing its priority. Task handle means it is an interrupt handle. This argument can be changed the execution of task. It can be a deletion of the task. It can change its priority also if it is a highest priority. But if you want, I have read lots of ACD data. Now I wanted to display the LCD data. So you can change the ACD task priority to the LCD display data. So this last wala task handle means your task will be handled according to the requirement. So this is very, very important for that task handle. Otherwise it will send to the null. multi-threading by using X task create, but make sure to provide the unique pointer name and name of the task. So pointer name. So if it is a multi-sharing, so your pointer name and the task name for it should be a unique for each and every task. If your program is there and your 4 tasks is there, so each and every task pointer and the name of the task should be a unique. It should be a different, right? So V task delay unit is used to define deterministic sequence of the task execution. So there is the function is there V task delay. So it is not the delay kind of, it is inbuilt function into the FreeRTOS that it is determines the sequence of task execution. It determines the sequence of now the task first is for 100 millisecond, task 2 is for another. So if the task 1 is completed 100 millisecond, it takes the task 2, it takes the task 3 according to the priority. The processor will take the task, right? So V task delay will give how much time your task will executed into the processor, right? So how much time the processor will give to execute this task, right? So determines the sequence of the task execution. For example, if the 4 tasks and want to execute each task after 100 millisecond, 120 millisecond, 130 millisecond, 140 millisecond. So V task delay unit block the task for the define the time after execution is first, right? So suppose that your task is 1 and that has to execute after 100 millisecond. So your processor will free, and if the task is in a ready condition, your task 1, your processor will take it into the run task after every 100 millisecond, right? For that note, V task delay unit is defined from the delay of the Arduino IDE because delay stall the CPU execution. On the other hand, V task delay unit delay a specific task and the CPU keeps executing the other thread, right? So V task delay means it is the specific task that delay will there, and your CPU will executing the other thread that will keep it into the away, right? In this example code, create 4 different tasks. Now we'll see the live example, right? It create 4 different tasks using a X task creator with different priorities. 3 LCD indicate 3 tasks and 1 LED indicates the ideal task, right? 3 LEDs. For this experiment, you required a 4 LED. If you have a 4 LED, you can use the 4 LED. If you have a 2 LEDs, you can use a 2 LED. So we'll create only the 2 tasks if you have a 2 LEDs. If you have a 4 LEDs, we'll create a 4 tasks. But I'll explain on the consideration of that ki we have a 4 LEDs. 3 LED indicates 3 tasks and 1 LED indicate ideal state, right? 3 tasks are labeled as task 1, task 2, task 3, right? For the name of the task, right? Respectively. LED blinking with FreeRTOS and Arduino Uno. This code shows the simple example where control 3 LEDs with 3 different tasks, right? With 3 different tasks, right? Each task executed after certain time, right? So this program is similar to the typical Arduino code, except we can include the library files for the FreeRTOS, right? So this program can be done by the writing a program into the C and using a Arduino and C programming. But this is we are using in a different way to use the X create task, right? So we are using a FreeRTOS library, right? So FreeRTOS follow both preemptive scheduling and cooperative scheduling, right? Preemptive scheduling and cooperative. Preemptive means First, we will define the schedule, and cooperative schedule means at the runtime schedule. But by default, this API implements preemptive time scaling schedule. That means highest priority task preempted lower priority task. First, it takes the highest priority task, how much time it takes to the highest priority, and then later on it takes the lowest priority task. And equal priority tasks use the time sharing policy. If two tasks has a equal time, so it will share the time sharing policy. First 100 millisecond, 100 millisecond, then 100 millisecond, 100 millisecond. So it is equal priority task will share the time sharing policy to get the CPU resources. These codes create the 4 tasks with different priorities, but all 3 tasks are periodic, right? Each task is given the periodic because V task delay function, and each task goes to the blocking stage for a specific time, right? V task delay ka time it finish, and then it goes to the blocking test, and again it is resumed into the ready stage, right? So we'll see the code now. Hash include, first you will have to include Arduino free RTOS.h header file, because this is already we have included into our IDE, right? We set up, everyone knows that whenever void setup, whenever we are going, so this void setup we are initializing all the ports, all the serials, and all these things. Whatever the process of initializing, we will do it here only. So initialize the serial monitor with the 960 baud rate, because we'll have to see the which task is running at what time, that we will monitor on the serial monitor port, right? So the serially beginning 900 and 9060, this is your baud rate. So serial println f in setup function, this is a message function of setup, right? So last time also in a 4th semester we have seen into the serial monitor, we have checked the potentiometer value on the serial monitor, if you remember, all of you, right? So we are familiar with this serial monitoring, right? So we are setting up Arduino pins as a output, because we are connecting this pin to the LED. So the pin mode 8, 9, 10 and 11, we are using a pin mode of pins of 8, 9, 10 as a output mode, right? As a output mode, everyone knows this, right? Last time we have done it. LED we are using for output mode. So it is a pin mode, a pin number 8, 9, 10 and 11 as a output mode. So set the digital pin 8 to 11 as a digital output pins, right? Now next is create 3 tasks with the label task 1, task 2, task 3, and assign the priority 1, 2, 3 respectively. We also create the 4 tasks labeled as ideal task when there is no task in operations, so it has to the highest priority. If there is a no label of there, so it has to the highest priority. Now how to create the task? X task create is a function. Pointer name is my task 1. Task name is task 1. You are giving a memory size 100 bytes. No parameters are sending null. This task has task 1 has a highest priority, and interrupt handling is none. Task handling is none, non-activated. Now the second task is X task creator my task 2. Your name of the task is task 2. Again you are assigning 100 bytes for that task. You are not sending any parameter null, but this task has the second priority, it is, and this is null, right? Third is also the my task 3 pointer name. Task is pointer name means this 100 byte of data it is stored, there is pointing this pointer. Whenever it is resuming the task, it is task control block, right? So whatever your task is finished up to half of, and it will take it will resume whenever it is resumed to the next time. So it will start from that point. So this pointer will point where it was stopped and where it was started, right? So the task, my task 3, task number, task name is 3. Again 100 bytes memory is given. Null, it is priority is number is 3 and null. This priority number is 3 means your task 3 has a highest priority, right? Now the task creator, my task handle, my ideal task. This is a name. So this is a pointer. This is a task name. 100 bytes is given this task memory. Again, you are not sending anything, but again it is a 0 if it is not anything. So we also create the 4 stars, ideal stars, and there is no task in operation, so it has a highest priority. If any task is not there, so automatically this task will run. So we can change the priority of task according to the desire by changing the numerics between the null. So we can change the priority of task, right, according to this priority, right? This is highest, this is second, and this is last priority, right? Now the next, as we know that we will start the programming void loop, but we are not calling anything here because we have already created tasks, right? So there is no instructions in the loop section of the code because each task is executed on the interrupt and other. If it is a written a normal program and function, so we'll have to call that functions from here, right? But the task is automatically created by using a m delay task, right? If the delay is finished, the next task will created, right? Now here the function is that my task. How we will write here? So void, static void. Static means what? It doesn't return anything. Void is doesn't return. My task 1. What parameter is sending? PV parameter are sending, right? So this is while it will be into the running stage. So digital write 8 is high, 9 is low, 10 is low, 11 is low. For this task, only the LED is connected on the pin number 8, that will high, rest all are glow, and this will print on the your serial monitor, and this is the delay is pick up the time for this task is 100 millisecond, right? After 100 millisecond it will take the second priority of the task, right? So now this is your task 2, it is the pin number 9 is high, rest all are low, and this has a delay of time 110 millisecond, right? Now this is your third task, the pin number 10 LED is high, rest all are low LED, and this task will perform a time 120 millisecond, right? And this is your last task which has the least priority. It is the pin number 11 pin will be a high, and this will undefined, it will not call the delay. Whenever your processor is free, this task will execute it. Your fourth number task will executed whenever there is no task. Now this is a simple delay, right? This kind of status you will get it into the your serial monitor task 3 because that has a third priority. So the first will run the task 3, task 2, task 1, and then the ideal task if the task is not there because it is not finished the 100 millisecond, right? Again when it is finished, because this is 120 milliseconds, so it takes the first task, task 2, task 1, task 3, then 2 time ideal task, then task 2, task 1, task 3, then the 2 times. It may change as according to your frequency of microcontroller or Arduino board, right? So this will get the result on your serial monitor. Now how we will use the serial monitor, everybody knows, still I'll explain that. To see from the output of the serial monitor, Lowest priority task, ideal task, execute only when the processor is free and not any other task is available to execute, right? T1. Task 3 start executed first beginning the highest priority task, that is 3, and after that it enters blocking stage for the 120 millisecond because it has a time delay 120. So till the time of 120 millisecond that task 3 will block, right? Now the next task is task priority is task 2 start to execute because it's now attain the highest priority because the task 3 is in a block stage, and similar it also complete its execution and goes to the block stage and remain the 110 millisecond, right? As we have given the, why I have given this different time, because you will come to know 120 is more time and that is into the block stage for the 120 millisecond. Task 2 will block into the 110 millisecond, right? Now the current task 3 and task 2 both are into the block stage, are waiting for the block time to end, and hence the task 1 starts to execute because its priority is the highest, because this task 3 has a highest priority, that is into the block stage. The next priority is task 2, that is also into the block stage. Now the remaining only the task 1. So the task 1 is in a to start the executed, it has a highest priority than the ideal task. So therefore it also entered the running stage and complete its execution and goes to the block stage for the 100 millisecond. This has a 100 millisecond, right? Now all the highest priority tasks has completed their execution and they are into the block stage and wait for their blocking time to end. Therefore, the processor keeps executing the ideal stage until the highest priority comes out of the block stage, right? And further, the shortest blocking time for the task 1 is 100 millisecond. Therefore, it will enter the running state and before other highest priority. Similarly, task 1 and task 2. Those have the small blocking time. They will first finish and again it will check. Agar simultaneously task 1 and task 2 blocking time will finish, so they will check the priority task 2 has the first and task 1 has the first. It will take the task 2 and then it takes the task 1, right? Suppose there is no task is there, all are into the block stage, so it will take the ideal task, right? Then the task 1 blocking time is finished, so first it takes the task. If it is finished after finishing the task 1 and task 2, if it is a task 3 blocking time is finished, so task 3. So, but 3 tasks is blocking time is finished, so it will decide according to the priorities which task has the highest priority. Now